Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. Second edition of this Bolens. It's a 2019. We had looked at this yesterday. Neighborhood guy dropped it off. The pull cord was tattered. He wanted me to change that. I told him I'd do a carb clean because there was no air filter on it. So we changed out the pull cord, cleaned the carb. This thing did run. I had tested it just to make sure after I had done the oil. So clean the carb, clean the tank. It had colored fuel in it. Green. Yeah, green. Just about the same shade as the Bolens. And I couldn't get it to start, so I took off the valve cover, got it to TDC. Valves were way loose. I could stick the head of a screwdriver in there. There was so much of a gap. So tightened them down. I'm going to put it all back together. Hopefully it starts. So maybe the issue was I had no compression when I was trying to start this thing. Fluke that it started earlier for me, but maybe it heated up and it wouldn't start the second time without cooling down. That might have been the deal. Let me just put the oil from the valve cover back into the crankcase. So hopefully this thing starts. Like I said yesterday, it'd be a bummer for this thing to come in running. I do a carb clean and it don't run. So I'm hoping with this valve adjustment, it's got to help. They were way off. It was pulling kind of weak, I noticed. So we'll buzz this thing back on. I just had somebody walking down the street, young kid. He's going door to door. And I was halfway through this video and had to cancel it out. He was probably 20 years old, selling solar panels. Hard salesman. I have nothing against solar power, but I have a small house and I don't pay a heck of a lot for electricity. I even pointed out one of my neighbors got it recently. Now he's knocking on their door. Maybe he wants to sell them some more panels. It's kind of odd. I'm sure the initial salesman maximized his roof space. But they've been, not probably his company, but they've been by. There's a lot of people trying to hawk solar power. My brother in Phoenix, Arizona has a few panels on his roof. Sunny all the time in Arizona. I don't use heat. Maybe 1 or 2 days in the winter. It doesn't get cold down here where I got to turn the heat on. But I do run the air in the summertime. But I don't have a huge bill, small house. I mean, you got to have a decent sized bill in order for it to be worthwhile, and I have a low bill. It'd take me 50 years to break even. You know what I mean? And they keep improving on that solar technology. The panels are getting better. What was good 5 years ago, they've multiplied in efficiency. Same thing for the battery storage. They're getting way, way better on battery. Battery size. So I'm crossing my fingers that this valve adjustment's gonna help us. So I think he's gonna swing by later today. I'm either gonna give him good news or bad news. I think it's gonna be good news. Probably should have did the valves as part of my carb clean. Just come over here and get it over with. Okay. So we'll drop this down. I'll situate you in the proper location. So yesterday we had no problem with fuel. I was priming it and we had a little seepage out of the carb, so I know it was priming, and we checked spark. It had spark. So probably lacking proper compression. If this don't work, it's going to send me into a depression. Uh-oh. I didn't hit anything. I'm just thinking out of time. Just no compression. It's just pulling over way too easy. We're dead. We're dead in the water. Maybe he'll trade it in for one of my units. I'll part it out. I can't think of anything else. else to mess with. Probably should get my compression gauge and just see what the real deal is, but it's just an overweight, way too easy. Valve adjustment didn't do anything for us. Yeah, there's nothing here to work with on compression. Gosh darn it. Anywho, that's my story, and I'm going to stick with it. I figured if we had rectified this air cleaner that was on it, we would be in a lot better shape, but we're in worse shape now than we were. Any questions, concerns, you can email me, tommy.time@yahoo.com. Continue to have a nice day. Adios, amigos.